do on a Sunday morning. Beautiful.
Let's crack on, shall we?
Alright guys, hope you're all well. God, that's hot. Fucking good though. So yeah, right now it's like 6 AM. Not long been up, so I've got a coffee. It's a bit too soon to start the absinthe just yet. And I don't really know what this video is going to be called or even what it's going to be about, to be honest. I just figure it's been a very long time since I put the camera on and just spoke to it. Very long time since I just spoke to everybody. So yeah, about 6 AM, not long been up. Got a coffee. First thing I did before getting a coffee actually was attempt to fix my squeaking chair so you shouldn't hear all those little fucking annoying creaks. I don't know if they annoyed you, but Jesus Christ, they're annoying me. So yeah, before I even got my coffee, there with the Allen key tightening up my chair. How sad is that? First thing on a Sunday morning. But whatever, it's done now. Shouldn't be any squeaks, maybe the odd pop, but it's as good as it's gonna get. Who gives a fuck? Jesus Christ, what a boring start to a video. Truthfully, I don't know why I get myself a drink with a video. You just watch me nurse the same drink for like an hour. Never gets drank. Or I have to make a billion cuts in the video, because who wants to watch me drink? What a boring sod. Okay, so in my last video that wasn't music related, it was an update video, and I just stated, I've got to get that hairband off my fucking wrist. I just stated that I didn't want to keep making update videos, so I'm going to try and not make this an update video, but in some senses it also is, so I apologise for that in advance. Sorry, I love this song. Rejoice, Devin Townsend Project. Awesome. You didn't care, you probably can't even hear it. Waffle! Yeah, so I'm going to try and not make this an update video, but it somewhat is. This is more of a personal record for myself, really. I've got a week off work this week. A lot of time to myself this week as well. So it means I've got quite a bit of time to do some stuff that I actually want to do and have wanted to do for quite some time. So I really want to try and be productive this week, whether that's with gaming, music, YouTube, whatever. I just want to do something that isn't just sat down on the couch doing nothing, because that seems to be my most popular pastime at the moment, because I'm always too tired to do anything. So I figure if I tell a camera, or the little people in camera land, i.e. you, what I want to achieve this week, maybe something will get done. We'll see. We'll see. Not that any of you give a shit, or should give a shit. Right, so I'll start out with videos. Right now I've got about 25 games to show off as pickups. All sat in the living room because they're all Xbox One games and 3DS games. It's been almost a year since my last pickup video now. I've said this a few times, I don't play games too much at the moment, and when I do, it's only Xbox One. That console just is completely taken over at the moment. Do very, very, very little retro gaming. In fact, none. My retro consoles haven't been turned on in almost a year now. So I haven't had a console do that to me. I just solely take my time in a very long time. By the way, you don't care, this has all been said before. So I've got 25 games, 25-ish, maybe more, maybe less, to show off as a pickups video. So that needs to be done this week. I've got time. There's no excuse for not doing it. It's just one thing I want to achieve this week. Also, record pickups. Again, it's been a year since my last record collection pickups. I've got around 30 maybe to show off in the other room, maybe 15. I've actually already recorded a record pickups video, and I could not be arsed to fucking edit it. I got halfway through editing and I just thought, what the fuck am I doing this for? It felt pointless. So it's still sat on my desktop and it hasn't been uploaded or edited or anything. Whether I re-record that or get my arse in gear and actually edit that one, get it up and then record a second one, I don't know. I don't know at the moment. My last video where I talked about pickups, where I sat like a tool recording myself in the car at work. It was a general question of how I should keep doing pickups videos, and the general consensus seemed to, I don't know why I'm looking over there, there's nothing but a blank wall I just can't stand the sight of myself first thing in the morning. Yeah, the general consensus seemed to be that you wanted me to keep doing a mass load of pickups in one video, which is fine. But with the record pickups, I'm unsure whether to do those ones as a single record at a time. But then when it comes to talking about music, I suck at it, to be honest. But when I come to speaking about listening to music and whatnot, I just run out of things to say. I'm not a very good speaker at the best of times anyway. Me not talky well. So there's two things I immediately want to do this week. Video game pickups, record pickups. So massive aspirations there, I know. This is quite pathetic in a way, but you know what, I've got to get it out there in the ether in hopes that it will get achieved. Right, then we have gaming as a whole. One, I'd like to play some more retro games this week. I've got no excuse for it. I've got a massive collection for me that's just getting abused, it's just not getting played. So I'd like to actually make some time for some retro games, maybe get some Mega Drive on, maybe even record a Twitch Taste video on a Mega Drive game. So if there's any requests for that, drop them in the comments box below. But most importantly this week, I'd actually like to complete a game. Yeah, I've got around 30 Xbox One games at this point, and I've probably completed 2 or 3 of them. I'm getting into sort of a repeated state with these games. Happened with the 360 is I'd complete a few, and I was just buying more than I was actually playing. I don't want to get like that with the Xbox One. But I keep buying them. It's really fucking annoying. I keep seeing deals cheap and I can't stop myself from buying them, but I should. I shouldn't just keep buying them. It's fucking stupid. It's pointless. It's just pieces of plastic on a shelf after a while. So I actually want to actually spend some time. Actually, stop saying that word, you long-haired cretin. So I want to put some time into some games and actually complete them this week. I can't tell you what I will concentrate because I'll spoil the pickups video. That leads me on to collection, sort of killing my gaming buzz. I haven't been in the mood to game at all really recently. I play the odd thing, usually a game I can just pick up and play and put down, but story driven games I just can't be arsed with at the moment, and I'm 100% convinced that is due to the quantity of games I've got and how I've gone about picking up games in the past. I've almost killed the excitement for myself. It's no longer about looking forward to one game, playing through it and really enjoying it, or just treating myself to a game and enjoying it. When I treat myself to a game, I seem unable to buy one. I have to buy 2, 3, 10 at a time. Not so much anymore, but definitely with the Xbox 360. But because of that, it just becomes overwhelming and you don't play anything at all. And every time you game, it just becomes a disappointing experience. It's really bizarre. It's really bizarre. Trying to force myself to play through one game at a time, it's not going too great, but I need to make an effort to get my gaming mojo back, that's for sure. But I'm pretty sure that collecting in the past, as I don't collect anymore, I'll put that out there straight away. I do not collect games. I just amass them because I don't sell them. But yeah, collecting it definitely killed the gaming buzz for me. That is 100% for sure. I can't let this go cold. Now, while I'm on the subject of gaming, live streams. What the fuck is up with those? Seems that everybody I follow at the moment is just doing live streams constantly. Fundamentally, I've got no issue with them. I just won't watch them. I've got to put that out there right now. I've got no interest in watching playthroughs and gameplay videos without commentary. I personally don't see the point in them. So this trend for live streams right now really isn't doing it for me, to be honest. I keep toying with the idea of dabbling with Twitch. I even tried it once, but I tell you what, it was that much fucking hassle to set up in a state that I was happy with that I could not be fucking arsed. I really could not be bothered. So you probably won't see me doing live streams anytime soon, but yeah, I just thought I'd put that out there. I don't understand this trend for live streams right now. Something I don't understand is it's true of a lot of people I know in life as well, is more and more people seem to be interested in watching entire playthroughs of a game than actually playing a game. I don't understand it at all. I really do not get it. Could someone explain that to me? It's a really, really weird thing that's going on. When did games become about watching and less about playing? It's very, very bizarre. Probably hypocritical of me, but the gameplay videos that I do, I try and just do a little taste of them so you can see what the game's like. Maybe if you fancy buying it yourself. I wouldn't even call them a review. I don't want to rip off Steve Benway, but it definitely is me playing the game badly so you can see what it's like. That's a very weird catchphrase to have, Steve, but I feel like I'm ripping you off for saying it as well. But it's definitely true of what I try and do here when it comes to gameplay videos. Yeah, live streams, don't understand that, and gameplay videos without commentary, they're just weird. I just thought I would put that out there while I was on the subject. So that's covered a few things I want to achieve this week. But on to the main things that most of you probably will not give a shit about, I've got to be honest, but I care about this deeply, is music. I've got to get my arse in gear and at least record one complete song that I'm happy with this week. Probably shouldn't force it, because that never ever goes well. You shouldn't force creativity, that's for sure. But I've got so many ideas, I never fucking follow them through. Or I follow them through almost to the point of completion and get pissed off of it and delete it. The amount of hours and creativity I've just wasted, and that they've just gone into oblivion, all because of my mood at the time. It's kind of sad when I think about it. But I got two instruments recently, as you've probably seen briefly on videos if you watch them. First being a 7-string Ibanez acoustic, which is an Ibanez, I always forget the model, an Ibanez AEL 207E. Lovely guitar. Look at that maple top. Really, really nice guitar. Sounds a little bit flat when played acoustically, but when plugged in, you play about with the EQ a bit, it sounds really, really nice. So I'm not too fussed it sounds a little bit flat acoustically. It's really nice to have that 7th string on a acoustic guitar. I got that for a bargain as well. An absolute fucking steal. I can't remember exactly how much I got it for, but less than £200. It's like between 150, 190 if you include postage and all that. I can't remember, I'd have to look at eBay to find out what's going on with that. And the other instrument, I'm just going to have to move these out of the way, that I got. You've probably seen in another video, is a Harley Benton B-650 Progressive Series 6-string bass. I did quite a long-winded, boring, tedious video on this one. It was really, really cheap, nice instrument, and I got that one for an absolute steal as well. Just put those back without talking away from the camera. I've got a bad habit of doing that. More coffee before I continue. You can tell it's early, can't you? I'm all over the place. Probably a bit too quiet as well. So yeah, I think my point there was that I got 2 instruments, 7-string acoustic and a 6-string bass, in order to sort of widen my creativity. Never played a 6-string bass before I got that. I'm not interested so much in recording the bass lines myself. I've asked a fellow YouTuber on here, Tony Vane, if he will record the bass parts for me, and he has kindly agreed. But I need the actual instrument to compose with, I think, just to sort of widen that creative flow. The 7-string acoustic, it definitely has widened my creative flow. I really, really love that instrument. Obviously I play 8-string guitar as my main instrument, and I've completely lost my train of thought. Completely lost it. I think the point was I really need to make an effort to at least record one full song that I'm happy with this week. It's got to be done. Because the next time I get a week off work with time to myself, well, it could be next year for all I know. It just doesn't happen. I have to be productive this week. I've got it in my head. It's a stupid idea that I'm just going to bash out a song every day and end up with a completed EP all mixed and mastered at the end of the week. But it isn't going to happen. I know it isn't going to happen. That is an unrealistic goal. If it did happen, I would be over the fucking moon. But it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm going to sit here with a guitar, get stuck recording the same 2 riffs for about 4 hours because I'm such a fucking perfectionist and I get really pissed off when I'm not laying it down perfectly in time. And I'll get pissed off with those 2 riffs, start mixing those 2 riffs before I've even recorded the entire song, lose track of why I started recording that song in the first place and just delete the whole thing. It's just what I do. All the time. I need to write something or get an idea in my head, build upon it as I'm recording it, finish it, don't worry about mixing it, come back to it the next day, then mix it and just complete it, bounce it down, have a completed song there, whether I'm happy with it at the time or not. I need to do something. I need to do that more often as well, because at the moment it's almost, I'm almost failing to see the point why I'm even playing instruments in the first place if I'm doing nothing with it. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely adore playing them. It's such a release to play them, especially if you crank it up a little bit and you get in the zone. There's no other release like it, actually. I'm not sure how long I've been playing guitar now. Over 10 years, 13 years or something like that, really. There's no other feeling like it. But if I'm not, so I'm not in a band at the moment. I've got very little interest in being in a band. I'm not recording anything with it. I'm not making money off it at all. Not that I'm that interested in making money from it. It'd be nice, maybe in the future at some point. But the fact I've got all these creative juices flowing from time to time, and I'm not recording them. It's sad. But what's the point of even doing it if I'm not going to do anything with it? It's real frustration for me. It really is frustrating. I can never decide what I'm going to do as well. I always get it in my head that I'm going to sit down and just record this massive 20-minute prog epic track, and then I'll pick up acoustic, because I tend to write most of my stuff acoustically before I play them on guitar, or I'll write them on keyboards before I start playing on guitar, and they just turn into these ballady acoustic-y songs, which is cool. I've got no problem with that. I don't believe in being restrained by one genre. It's why I like prog, because, well, it opens the avenue to every genre. But I never end up recording with what I started out to record in the first place. I don't know if that's a good thing, if I just sit down, play and record whatever I'm feeling right then and there, whether it ends up being a pop song, prog song, metal, black metal, death metal, some form of heavy music. Or just record, it becomes a jazz piece, doubtful, because I suck. But I don't know if that's a really good thing, but being constrained by genre, it's definitely not a good thing. But perhaps it is a good thing that I can just sit there and record what I'm feeling at the time and not give a damn what it sounds like. All I know, I'm waffling like crazy here. It feels sort of really good though, actually. It's a kind of release to get this off my chest. All I know is that I need to make a start doing it this week. I've got time and I need to do something with it. If I don't do it this week, I've just wasted a massive opportunity. It has to be done. And going back to what I said at the beginning of this little mini rant, I know you can't force creativity, but I'm hoping that I can force my way into a creative way of thinking this week. Something's got to be done this week. It's just non-negotiable. So that was kind of relieving for me. Probably tedious as hell for you to listen to. It felt good to get that off my chest. It definitely did. That's another goal I want to do. Record a song, get a couple of YouTube videos up, finish a game, play a little bit of retro gaming. They all sound like bog standard things to most people, but to me these sound like massive achievements right now, because I'm just not doing anything. I'm just not spending my free time productively, and shit. It really is shit. Should not be in a state of mind where all I'm doing is sitting down and working. Although I love my job, I love my work, but I've got to start doing some things that I really love and enjoy doing. This brings me on to the next thing, which again is musically. I've got a violin over there. It's a Stag electric violin. It's not the best quality instrument at all. I've had it for a few years now, and I can play the odd bit on it, and it's really hard to get used to be honest. It's a different tuning, the fact it's fretless, it's really hard to get my head around, and a violin played badly is one of the worst sounds on the planet. And the thing with a violin is it's right next to your ear, so when you're playing it, and it's really hard to stay focused and motivated when learning it. But I'd like to spend some time on the violin this week and hone some skills on that. The fact that it's such a cheap instrument makes it hard to learn. I know you should never blame your tools, but in this case I think it's justified. It goes out of tune constantly. I mean, you can play like 3 or 4 notes on it and it is completely out of whack. Need some new strings for it, probably need some new machine heads for it. Need a new bridge piece, it definitely needs a new preamp. Whole thing could probably go in a bin. I just need a new electric violin. It's surprisingly louder than I thought it'd be as well. I always get self-conscious learning that. Because I can play guitar to a reasonable standard, I'm not the best guitarist in the world, but I can play it to a point where I can play something and someone might hear it and go, wow, that was good. Because I can do that, being really, really sucky at violin makes me self-conscious as hell. I feel like I should just be able to play one right off the bat without putting any practice into it. So yeah, it's really hard to get the grips with that. I think I just need to suck it up and just get it done with. Usually when I'm playing it, the other half's in the other room, and I'm so self-conscious that she can hear what I'm playing. Not that she gives a crap, she really doesn't care. But the fact that I know somebody else can hear it, or perhaps my next door neighbours, even though it should be silent, but it's fucking not. It just makes it hard to learn. I mean, I can play just about the theme tune to Angel, the TV series, on it, and that's about the extent of what I can do on it. I'd like to actually sit down and learn some proper violin pieces and really put fair few hours into it this week and give it the time it needs. I love violin. It's such a beautiful instrument, and when played well, the violin is second to none as an instrument. I prefer to listen to a brilliant violinist than a brilliant guitarist. That goes without saying. So that's another thing I'd like to do this week, just spend some time learning violin. So already this week it's just become really unrealistic. I definitely won't have time to achieve all of that, but if I could do some of it, recording a song, at least a song, is definitely top priority. And getting some YouTube content out there as well. This is turning into one hell of a waffle, I must say. I'm repeating myself and I apologise for that. If you're still watching, kudos to you. My coffee's even going cold, so no idea how long I've been speaking. Another thing I want to do this week is drive more. That may seem like a really random goal, but I passed my test a year ago now. Well, over a year ago. A year and a couple of months or so. And I barely ever drive. I just let my other half do all the driving. I hate it. I really don't like driving, to be honest with you. It's just an unnecessary stress. It's not enjoyable in the slightest. But it feels pointless that I've even got a licence to begin with. All I do is drive myself to and from work, which isn't too far away from me. It's a really simple drive. I get really stressed because I live in a really, really small town and the traffic's quite light. If I go out to any of the major towns surrounding me, I panic. I just can't do it. I get really, really overwhelmed, and I suddenly forget how to drive and make really bad decisions. So I need to spend some time in the car this week as well, just forcing myself to get through situations I'm not happy with. It's just practice I need. I know I can drive. I've got a licence. The licence says I can drive. I need to do it more. Definitely need to do it more. But yeah, I don't enjoy driving on the whole, but yeah. Now, this week, something I am going to do is I've got tickets to see the almighty Bill Bailey. He'll be the 5th or 6th comedian I've seen this year. Really, really looking forward to that. He'll be the biggest stand-up I've seen so far. Not in terms of height and width, but in terms of fame, I guess. I mean, I've seen some big ones before, like Greg Davis, Ross Noble, Sean Locke, Richard Herring, Ed Byrne, but Bill Bailey's sort of a Goliath in the stand-up world, at least to my mind anyway. Bill Bailey's one of the ones that got me into stand-up in the first place, so I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be Wednesday night. Really, really excited for that. Better be good, better be good. So I'm just about at the end of my morning coffee now, so that's got to indicate that this video is nearly over. This video on nothing. In fact, it is finished now, so that is definitely the end of this video. So sorry about that, that was a bit of a rant about a lot of shit that perhaps none of you give a shit about. But some stuff I needed to get off my chest, and like I said at the beginning, needed to get out in the open, onto the ether. Into the ether? Onto the ether? I'm not sure what the correct term for that is. But either way, it's out there, in hopes that I will achieve these. Now they're out in the open, at least some of them have got to be done. I'm going to feel intensely guilty if none of them get done anyway. I think I'm going to leave it there because I've completely lost track of this. To be honest, there was no track for this video anyway. I did state that clearly at the beginning, so if you were expecting something, well, shame on you. I'm going to leave it at that, probably have another coffee and head off. For any of you asked, Twit's Tastes, it's definitely a series I want to continue. But knowing what to put in them, to be honest, this could have been a Twit's Taste if I'd have thought about it, but I didn't. 6 AM, you gotta fucking give me some leeway here. Yeah, I don't know what to put in them at the moment or how I want to do them. Anyway, yes, that's it for me. Cheers guys, enjoy.
Like, comment and subscribe. All that bollocks. You need a footstool for every room you see.